Hey guys, what is up? I'm here to leave another movie review, this time for a movie that I kind of wanted to watch for a while, and that is The Lego Movie. I can get my mom's phone calls. Seriously, Mom? I don't know what's going on with this. It's gonna go on for a while. There, it's ended. The Lego Movie is a computer animated film, which is also a comedy. Directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, script written by them, story written by them, and of course Dan Kevin Hageman, based on Legos. Starring Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, Nick Offerman, Alison Brie, Charlie Day, Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, Kobe Smulders. Also Will Forte, Dave Franco, Jake Johnson, Keegan-Michael Key, Chris McKay, Jorma Taccone. Odd name. Oh shit! Oh my god. Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams are also in there. Holy shit. C-3PO and Lando Calrissian. Shaquille O'Neal's also in there. Better than Grown Ups 2. Yeah. This just has such an incredibly epic cast. And in the movie is about this one construction worker named Emmett, who's this ordinary person who kind of finds this thing called the Piece of Resistance. Like the Piece of Resistance, which is supposed to stop stop this thing called. Here I'll just go forward with it. See, this movie starts off with President Business stealing this thing called the Kraggle, and which is supposedly this dangerous device that can end the world. And of course, he plans this day called Taco Tuesday. Where he gives people a free taco, but also he's going to end the world on that day. And there's a prophecy that this special one, will be the one who helps save the city and helps save the world, the Lego universe, from being stuck together with glue. You know, like Emmett supposedly finds a piece of resistance, and he's supposedly the chosen one, and of course he needs to try to convince himself that he is the special, while also trying to help everyone that he needs to save. When this movie came out in 2014, I was so excited for it. Unfortunately, I never saw it in theaters, but I heard such good things about it. My parents didn't want to see it, and I couldn't drive at the time. So yeah, that sucked. See, the thing is, I wanted to watch this movie so bad. And it looked like something that looked cool. I liked the trailers. I love Will Arnett from Arrested Development. Elizabeth Banks, we all love her from Pitch Perfect and The Hunger Games, but Jesus, really, and also the trailers were pretty cool. The trailers were just entertaining. I was just so excited to see it, and with all the great reviews it was getting, just more and more excitement. And I didn't see this film until I saw it on a plane ride to Aruba. Seriously, fucking Aruba. It's so sad. But one thing is, I love it. I love this movie. I'm so happy it did. But one thing that pissed me off is it didn't get nominated for Best Animated Feature. Even Phil Lord and Chris Miller were pissed off over that over Twitter, saying that they were snubbed. I agree too. I did not see Big Hero 6, but they should have at least been nominated, for Christ's sake. They got a Golden Globe nod. Why not an Oscar nod? Fuck. But I still love this movie. One thing I love about this movie is that it looks like it's stop motion. Sometimes with the characters' movements, like Vitruvius' mouth, it's almost like it's like stop motion animation, but not even close. These Legos surprisingly move like actual Legos. It's like, holy shit, this is stop motion, but not even close. It's CGI. That is so impressive. The animation, it just looks so real. Not to mention, it's so beautiful to look at. It is just incredible to look at. And stuff is mostly composed of Legos. This is a Lego thing, so everything's composed of Legos. I like that. Like some Lego environments, even Emmett's mind has the groundwork, it's the Lego stuff. And I have to say that this is probably one of my favorite anime films of 2010 so far. Probably number 2 behind Toy Story 3, and is absolutely one of the funniest anime films I've ever seen. It is so funny. One thing I like about it is that there's so much humor derived from such ridiculous situations. The film has so much energy, and the pace is very good. It just moves along very well, very quickly. And I swear, whenever I'm watching this movie, there are times where it just feels like that, wow, this thing moves along, this film feels shorter than it actually is. It moves along so well, because there's so much energy carrying it along. There's never any moments that feel slow, but every time there's any slow movements, it's still moving along very quickly. That's the thing, it just has a lot of energy, moves along so well. And that's when there's so many great moments. Seriously, some of my favorite, also has such awesome characters. I mean, Emmett, such an ordinary dude. Actually, he's voiced by Chris Pratt. I have to say, he's just so funny. I just love him. You know, sometimes he's just so ordinary, but also like his bunk bed couch idea, double-decker couch, is actually pretty funny. I mean, he's just such a lovable guy. You just love this guy. He's just such a cool, ordinary guy who's just trying, he's just cool. And I have to say, as a hero, he's pretty enjoyable. You know, he's like this guy who doesn't really think he's the hero, but ends up becoming it. It's something that is predictable and stuff we've seen before, but it's such a fresh take on it. And I do like some of his take on cliches. I don't know if they really like. They kind of have some cliche ideas. You know, it's just so funny. And I'm gonna say some ideas and cliches. Chosen One. I mean, like, who the special one is. I have to say they do kind of like tell the truth about it. And so it kind of derives cliches, and sometimes it does it in a serious way as well, but it works. See, this movie can also be a bit serious at times, but it still works. I have to say, this movie can derive humor from so many things. This movie finds the humor in so many different ways from the way Legos are. I mean, like, whenever it was like, I remember telling when Blackbeard was, like saying, "I made out with just me head," gets in the boat and said, and organs. I don't know. I think the organs part, I think it's kind of subverting some cliches, but I think it was so funny because I laughed my ass off to that. And I just looked over the boat, he goes like this. Whenever tries to escape like Cloud City, he goes like this. I don't know. It was just so funny. And whenever I was leaving Cloud City, because they thought like Emmett is just like the wrong guy. I just thought it was funny. I really laughed my ass off throughout it. It doesn't slow down. It's always moving along very well. There's also such great world building, such this interesting universe I want to see more of. There's such a cool world, but also I kind of like some of the culture of Bricksburg, which is the city where Emmett lives. This movie actually I actually used the city of Bricksburg and kind of the entire LEGO universe, but mainly Bricksburg, for this culture project I did a few weeks ago. I have to say I absolutely loved it. I love the ideas of it. Like, I could say it's kind of like maybe some sort of like a socialism or something like that. You could say there's like elements of maybe like communism in there, but he's not completely dictating. I mean, like everyone in Bricksburg follows the instructions, and they follow the instructions, follow Lord Business's orders. They think it's awesome. You could say he's almost kind of brainwashed. He kind of like he's not exactly brainwashing people, but some people just follow his instructions anyway. It's like they're fucking robots. But there's also just such fun-loving personalities of all these different characters. They just do whatever kind of character they are and what they're supposed to do based on the instructions they're given. And the construction worker, so yeah, he follows the instructions whenever how they go throughout the day, like buying overpriced coffee. I kind of like how it kind of makes fun of some of our culture, like a Starbucks overpriced coffee. Also, like, everything is awesome. I mean, I love that song. It is so funny. It basically says, it kind of basically, I mean, what I love about that song is that it's just so catchy, and it's just, you never forget that song. It always stays with you. It's so much fun. I've seen the entire song, like sometimes the end credits, but also like music video of it. There's just so much energy with them, especially from Lonely Island. They get involved, like, do their rapping. It is so funny. Their comedy rapping is great. I love that stuff, It's just perfect. It is so, so, so funny. A lot of the gags are derived from, this feels like how Emmett just feels a bit out of place in this situation where he's a big hero. Not to mention the fact that every character just delivers so much great comedy. There's even some great adult jokes, I'd say. Like Lord Business in the beginning says, "Can you feel me?" "I can feel you." One of his minions. That was so funny to me because, I mean, how do you not know what that means? Oh my god. And I just sometimes like how Vitruvius, whenever which sometimes, "All this makes sense though, because it rhymes." And I just kind of liked how he's just kicked and he falls off like a cliff or something like that. It was so funny. I mean, there's just so much comedy out of so many situations. And the way the shot was framed, basically, in terms of digital cinematography, I think that's what it is. Just the way he fell, it was just so comical. That's pretty much how he's just he's trying to move loud. the corner. Ah! You guys are soon after yourself. I mean, like, he just falls, hits the ground. It was so funny. I mean, like, you know, he's somewhat blind, but he's so funny. I am a blind man and cannot see. Meet me upstairs in 10 seconds. I can't get that motion around, 'cause I mean, that's what Legos. I'm an actual person. I could probably hurt my back, especially because I don't know how far I am between the wall and here. But one thing is, I'm just liking this idea. There's just so much comedy. So much. My favorite character will always be Batman, played by Will Arnett. Will Arnett is just perfect. He has the voice down perfectly. He has his own version of the voice. It is so comical. And I just love him. I mean, like whenever, you know, he's on a Batwing, he just takes out Batcop, and again, and it says, "Oh, your boyfriend's gone." And Batman says, "Hey, babe," and the camera just cuts to him. Just the shot cuts to him, just sitting there. It was so funny. Said, "You know you're flying to the sun?" "Yeah, but it's gonna look really cool." Also, I love his song, "Darkness, no parents." There's just so much comedy flying out of the door. There's just non-stop hilarity. Also, I love Lord Business. Will Ferrell, perfect casting. I mean, everyone in this movie is cast perfectly. Elizabeth Banks is wild style. She just has a lot of energy. But also, I kind of like her. I mean, she's such a lovable character. Oh, Charlie Day as Benny. Charlie Day, he just has that energy and charisma. I mean, I've seen him on a few episodes of the show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Horrible Bosses. I always liked him there because, you know, he was always funny, especially whenever he got high on the cocaine. That was so funny. I loved it. Look how much I'm picking up this crap. I don't know, that's kind of one scene where he's high on crap, he's high, and he's trying to get some of the dirt or some of the crap from the vacuum out of the cocaine, Horror Bosses. It was funny. He is funny, you know. I just love some of his, like, scene stealing. Though I gotta watch the movie again, because I forgot some parts of it. But he was perfect as Benny, because I like when he says, "Spaceship! Spaceship!" He says it so fast! He says so much energy, it's always funny. Spaceship, spaceship, spaceship. He just makes me full of glee. This movie, every time this movie just loves to be silly or funny, it always just makes me feel good. It just brings warmth to my heart. Just makes me feel full of glee and energy. That's just one thing about that. This movie just appeals to adults and kids, not with adult jokes, but it actually has some pretty good themes in there. I have to say, there's some very heartwarming messages, such as people that everyone is special in their own way. Sorry, that was really odd for that to happen while I was making something a bit more serious. But there is a very heartfelt message in there, thanks to a very strong, because it's well told. I mean, it revolves around the fact that, you know, it kind of deals with the fact, you know, that Lord Business is restricting people's creativity and not really making them individuals as everyone is, being who they want to be. But these people can. I mean, wow. I love also the battle sequences, but also I love Unikitty. Especially whenever she freaks out near the end. That was so funny. It was perfect. Oh, God. I mean, all the cool bag vehicles they designed, the creativity that they put into this world, it feels like stuff can actually be built as Legos. And I have to say, the creativity is incredible. But one of my favorite, also I love whenever it goes to the real world for some reason. I have to say, that was one of the most surprising aspects of it, and I like it. It fits well, because, you know, the story being told there relates us to the story of Bricksburg, basically, with Lord Business and the people living in Bricksburg. And, you know, how the Lego universe is sealed off. I like the cool backstory they also give there. It's simple, but it's also, it fits. It works well. I like the ideas of it. And also how the Resistance is going against that. The rebels, basically. It really I just like the backstory, the history of this world that's created. It's so inventive. This movie is so imaginative. This movie just doesn't feel like a cash grab like some people probably thought it would be. It really is an extremely inventive, original film. Sure, it has some familiar elements with it, but it feels fresh and new. And that's really the thing that really just bothers me a lot today, is that there's just not a lot of original films now. But I have to say, this movie never gets old. Whenever it was always on TV, I would always try to catch it on TV because I love it that much. It is so funny. But also, it's so rewatchable. There's so much rewatch value, and the jokes never get old for me. I'm always laughing every time, especially with Batman. And so many characters I just love, you know? The adventure is fun. There's such unbelievable creativity and so inventive. It doesn't restrict itself. It has such a fun, engaging story. It's surprisingly very heartfelt. Sorry, I gotta eat something. But it's surprisingly heartfelt. It's very funny. But one thing it really did get me is its message about individuality, creativity, being who you want to be, and how people are special in their own way. It just really hits me. It's so well done. This movie is more than just, seeing these things. I actually have Legos. I'm gonna show you them. There are some in my closet, but I don't want to show you. See, look at that. Wait for it to focus. See, look, see? I had an obsession with Legos when I was younger. But you kind of get what I'm saying. The movie has a surprisingly great heartfelt message about individuality and being special. It's surprisingly well done. The cast is great. I love everyone in there. I mean, the team is fun. Emmett, Wildstyle, Vitruvius, Batman, Benny, Unikitty. Everyone is just so fun and lovable. I just love the ideas. They're so inventive and creative. And really, I love its ideas about how they got the culture of the Lego universe, but also when they get into the real world, I just love how it connects to, involving the man upstairs and his son. You know how the man, his dad, man upstairs, the guy who built the set, he just wants it to be perfect and just be the way it is. But Emmett, his son wants to just have more fun with it, play with it, have fun. And it just fits so well. It's great. And I have to say there are some things in the real world that too kind of surprised me a bit, Emmett trying to be able to move in the real world. I don't know, I kind of got over that because, it was funny. It had a lot of great comedy. But I have to say, it is kind of weird, but overall I enjoyed it. And overall I loved the finals. Also, I just love the final few minutes of the film, the cool battle scenes. Such great animation, some cool fight scenes. They're just so fun. The movie is just endlessly rewatchable and just so fun to sit through. I keep overstating it because, seriously, I can't find anything else to say about it. It's so inventive, it's so colorful, the animation is excellent. The film is so much fun. It's hilarious. The cast is great. The characters are great. I love Lego Universe, and I want to see more of it. I know they're planning a franchise already because this film was such a hit, and I'm hoping it'll do good. I really do, because this is an original property becoming a franchise, not an app. Sure, it's based on Lego toys, but it was never based on a previously published work or anything like that. It's not based on a manga, an anime, a book, anything. It's original, and I'm so happy it exists. I'm so happy it's getting its own franchise. I'm hoping the best for it. I love this movie so much. The Lego Movie gets a 5 out of 5. Guys, I love this movie. It's so funny. It's one of the best anime films of this decade so far. It's not my favorite. Toy Story 3 is the best, obviously. But I highly recommend you check it out. It is so worth your time. Anyways, guys, comment below. What do you think of the Lego Movie? Are you excited for Are you hopeful for the Lego Movie franchise? Are you skeptical? And what's your favorite anime film of 2010 so far? Comment below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.